What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Super Speedrun Tutorials. Now, we're going to show you how to be exactly like the best, and for today's game, you gotta have a blindfold, otherwise you can't even speedrun. We'll show you how to do amazing things like reach into your shelf over, that is the top of the shelf, but reach into the shelf, pull out the game we're going to be running. Look at that, we got a couple of them. I think one of these is Super Punch Out. No, because these are Sega boxes, but today, we're running Super Punch Out. Okay, so I'm actually way sweatier than I thought I was going to be because it turns out I don't like being blindfolded. But I wanted to do that at the beginning because I feel like you can't talk about the Punch-Out games without talking about Zallard, without talking about Sinister One and all the amazing work that they have done on the game over the years. Now, the run I'm going to be doing today is a lot different, again, because this is geared towards people who, you may have just gotten an emulator. You may have gotten your hands on Super Punch-Out and you didn't beat it when you were a kid, but you want to play through it now. Well, that means a lot of the frame-perfect stuff, the super hard tricks that they make look impossibly easy, are just kind of really hard. So what we're going to do today in the run is a lot simpler stuff, a lot of stuff that you'll be able to see that won't require you to have, sub-second reaction speeds at like a 30th of a second or any of that crazy stuff, but they are amazing. Absolutely check them out if you want to see the top of the top, if you want to learn the advanced strats. But again, we got the beginner tutorial today, so we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, so we're going to pick new game here because we are doing a new game. I'm going to go ahead and name the character after YouTube, because I made this save file just for this video. And we're going to go ahead and go over some of the buttons real quick. You got Y, which is going to be to throw your punch to the left. You got B, which is going to be to knock them to the right. And then A, which is to throw your super punch. If you've got enough energy, up will help you throw an uppercut, down ducks back, and then left and right will help you dodge in both directions. Now we're going to start with the minor circuit and YoBGS. I'm going to start a timer here. You don't need to do that. I'll explain that after this first fight about how the timing works for this game. So basically we're going to punch YoBGS where his guard isn't, throwing some uppercuts there. And then once he starts blocking those, you just start throwing some punches to the body. I tend to do a little bit of guesswork here, throwing super punches where you can because the meter's full. Don't worry. I do move the timer because I realized it's in the way there. He's going to get up. We got the lead time there. Now you have 5 seconds to knock an opponent down a second time to get a guaranteed knockout. I have heard this in some of the runners better than me. You can still get a knockout here, which I think I do on YoBGS, but it's just not the guaranteed kind, so I got a good RNG roll there. Now, there's 4 fighters in each of the circuits. You beat all 3 of the ones that start the game, you unlock the special circuit, you get 4 more fights there. You run through those, and then you can win the championship. Now, this is how the timing works for this run. See, there's my time there, 21:18. That is what counts as the actual time for YoBGS. The timer at the bottom is just for consistency's sake so that you can see that this is all one run. We're on to our second fight, Bear Hugger. Now, Bear Hugger, when you throw a punch at him and he blocks it, he's going to try and box your ears. You duck under that, and you can throw a bunch more punches at him pretty quickly. It's a good way to charge up the super meter. If you want to be tricky, you can throw 4 punches and then hit him. I was going for 1 for the sake of, again, safety. Get him to try and box your ears. He misses. Hit him twice there. Got a standard knockdown. That means he's going to get more health when he gets back up, and it's going to be a lot harder to get the knockout itself. You always want to try and get the knockdown with super punches, if at all possible. Doing some ducking there, and then we knock him down. Trying to remember whether or not he gets back up here, but 30.67 is not a great time. He'll say in the end credits someone can beat him in under 13 seconds, and again, the top tier runners, you'll see stomp him way quicker than that, but this way is consistent. We didn't get hit. I mean, I'm kind of cool with that for this run, but you can see, yeah, it's not even my best time for him. Piston Hurricane is where we start to go fast. I love this, and this is a super consistent way to knock him out. You can do it faster, but yeah, just uppercuts. I think it's 9 of them, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, it was 8. Then you hit him with the charge punches. He's going to start trying to throw, and he leaves his guard down. 10, 11, you knock him down. I'm amazed how quick this run is going. I guess because the last video I did was Mega Man X and everything was a lot slower. He'll come out, try and throw an uppercut, bop him in the body. Now remember what I said about the 5-second rule? Yeah, this is gonna knock him out for sure. So we'll let this go. I'm timing it with the, I'm timing my punches there, so that's kind of fun. I may have to lean away from the mic to cough at some point. Because again, this isn't like Mega Man X. I don't get as many skips. Actually, I can probably throw one in here. There you go. You can see the consistency. 65, 67, 69. Those are all like 1 frame apart, I think. Now, Bald Bull. Bald Bull, I think, is one of those guys that you have to knock down 3 times. You can't knock him out. I'm also going to just try and hit him when he's bouncing around not doing anything. Like there, you get a few punches in, then you got to dodge one. See, and if you pay attention, Bald Bull throws very slow punches. It's not hard to learn how to counter those, and you can kind of stun him a little bit and get some, like even the game's tutorial mode shows you that, but I was going for consistency. I don't know, there's something to me about being able to sit down, knock a game out in 25 minutes and just sort of be done with it. Like there's something to that, and that's kind of what I wanted to convey, over the course of teaching you how to do this run. Is it's a game that you had a hard day at work, you come home, you boot Bald Bull on the snoot a few times and you feel a lot better. Very careful timing here. You knocked him down twice. He's gonna launch a counterattack where I'll pop back and then ba-bum punch. You get the timing down just by practicing it. I mean, you hear the ba-bum, and then you hit him that 3rd time. It's weird because if you dodge, he'll try it again, and then he only hops. Like, he changes up how he hops. There you go. I finally fixed the timer for you. Now, I'll see you when we start the major circuit. All right, first fighter in the major circuit is Bob Charlie. He can bounce around and waste your time no matter like what level you play this game on. Even if you are top tier, Bob can just decide to ruin your day. So he's already bouncing around on us there. So I threw a couple punches thinking he was going to leave his guard down and kind of got lucky because he didn't. So just wait for him here. He's dancing around. So taking advantage of the super punches again. I play the counter puncher, I guess is how you would phrase it a lot, where instead of proactively trying to stun him on those really narrow framed counters, I do a lot of waiting for them to throw a punch, throw the necessary counter punch, and then, again, for consistency's sake, it works out great, which, your first few times playing this game will work. But I cannot recommend strongly enough checking out, Zallard, checking out Sinister One, checking out a lot of the people who they put in a lot of time and a lot of work into these games. I guess it's because of that I feel like the need to show a lot of deference to them because the amount of work they've done is great. I just want to help you kind of get your feet under. Yeah, it was 29. That was the 2nd place time for me. Dragon Chan, I messed this fight up. I'll be the first to admit, I know speedrunning, you're supposed to pretend everything is great. But you'll see here pretty quickly what I do wrong. So, doing a little counter punching to start the Dragon Chan fight, bopping him on the chin. Here, okay, you can super punch him now. You can just hit him constantly, and you can knock him down in about 15 seconds. For some reason, I forgot that here, so I'm doing this counter punching that's way unnecessary, and I get my first knockdown at 24 seconds. This would be, if I were trying to put together a full game run, slip of the mind like that would have been, all right, I need to reset this run because I just lost 10, 15 seconds to being a dingus, for lack of a better term. But we knocked him down again pretty quickly, so see if he falls down here. There you go. 10 seconds, and that is going to be Dragon Chan. All right, so I lost 8 seconds to Dragon Chan. I say the major circuit has the best music in the game, and if you have to wonder why I'm playing so poorly, it's because I like the major circuit music. I just like the wah-ba-da-ba-ba-da. All right, I'm gonna miss there because I got greedy, and that's why playing for consistency, especially in the beginning, can be nice because you don't get bopped as easily. We're gonna avoid the spit in the eye there, throw some super punches. I could have hit him there, and he got me because I was, he who hesitates is lost. I'm mad, so I'm just trying to get him with a super punch knockdown. When you knock an opponent down, if you mash all the buttons, mash, 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 see there you pick up health, and the faster you mash, the faster you can recover that health. It's pretty crucial later on. I forgot, you have to hit him in the head there, so because he gets his body out of the way, so you have to hit him in the mask. All right, he missed the spit again. He's just going through his routine. Super punch, knockdown. See if he gets back up here. I don't remember if he does or not. Yeah, I did move the timer so you can see the blinking S. That is how you can tell when the super punch is good to go. Masked muscle is down. We're going to move on to Mr. Sandman. Now, because I've kind of been cutting out the between fights, I've lost close to 30 seconds over like my PB just in these last 2 fights. They have not gone that well for me. Mr. Sandman, a little bit of this I do kind of like I was doing against Bald Bull, where if I see a moment of opportunity where he's just dancing around like that, you bop him in the face. Now, I forgot throwing uppercuts on him is hard. I think they do a little bit more damage, but I'm just going to stick to the body punches. Being consistent, even if it is being a little bit boring. He throws 1 uppercut there. Yeah, and I forgot. See, after 2 knockdowns, when he does a little tappy tap with his feet, he'll throw 3 uppercuts, and I was trying to dodge a second one there and didn't need to be. So, just more punches, you know, standard fare. Knock him down again. There we go. I've actually got my rhythm here, which is nice, because by the time you get through the major circuit, if you're doing a run, you're like, okay, you know, I might have a shot at this. But yeah, 48 seconds is a little bit, it's kind of not that great. But, you know, again, every run is not going to be perfect start to finish, and I think a lot of what you see in the world of speedrunning are the PBs, the things that everybody do perfect beginning to end, and it's nice to know you can screw up. It's nice to know 99.99% of speedrunning is screwing up. It's just you don't see it because it heads to the rematch button, or the rematch button, the reset button. TKO on Mr. Sandman. Don't know that I could do that in the original Punch-Out, but there you go in the Super Punch-Out version. That's the major circuit. We're going to be back for the world circuit momentarily. So if the minor circuit went well, the major circuit was a little bit dodgy for me, and the world circuit, this fight in particular, I don't know where my brain went. My brain left my body. So this guy works a lot like Piston Honda. And he actually works like Piston Hurricane too, because he's got that same move. So you super punch him, he's gonna grab you. And there is a timing for that you can just continue super punching him over and over and over, keep knocking him down. I lost the timing. It's like there. I don't know. I was just barely off, and that's why there's a technique that a lot of the really good runners do that's called buffering, where you'll see them in runs dodge things that aren't punches. They'll duck sometimes. They'll throw punches at the air. I cannot stress, after botching this fight so badly for you guys, I cannot stress enough the value of buffering. I never thought, like, I was like, okay, it's necessary as a top tier strat, whatever. You know, one of those things where you're like, but it's never going to impact me. Then I missed every single one of these, and I have not done that in such a long time. Like, you'll see what my, you know, actual time is, by the way. You see, I've never seen those hooks, so I didn't know that you have to counter them like masked muscle. But you'll see my best time here as I kind of hurriedly mash through the screens, because 53.64 is just not that great of a time. Yeah, see, I'm 27 and 37. I'm going to string together some fights here that are pretty nice. Don't worry, it turns around. So if you're like, who is this guy to be giving me advice? Well, I mean, I'm still just an average runner who likes getting people into speedrunning. Hiki Kagero, again, a lot of counter punching here. You're going to start throwing super punches once you get them. Hope that the mirror dance doesn't get too annoying. I think there are some guaranteed ways to get hits in the mirror dance. I don't know what they are, so occasionally I just punch into the darkness and hope that Hiki will, like, block me. You know, if I don't land a super punch, I'm just hoping to get a block that I can do something with. That's a good spot for a super punch. Hiki was low on health, so that worked out pretty well. Got most of the health back. You're going to see the hair whip here pretty soon. There you go. You got to whip your hair back and forth. That is, if you've got it, you might as well use it. I don't know if the hair is regulated by the Fantasy Boxing Commission. I was trying to throw a super punch there to get a second super knockdown just to minimize the amount of health he gets when he stands back up. And we're back to the super punches. Back to the mirror dance. Back to wasting all the time in the world. It's just amazing how that works out. And then I got greedy there and was like, can I please get a knockdown punch? That fight did not go too well. It was another fight where I lost about 23 seconds on my PB. You guys ready for a good fight? You ready for a fight that doesn't look like complete tomfoolery? I mean, like, I'm barely taking damage over the course of the fights, but they're not as fast as they could be. It's kind of like speed walking right there, but Mad Clown's gonna throw some elbows at you. If you get out of sorts with Mad Clown, he can throw juggling balls at you, and you don't want that. There's a little reminiscent of Bear Hugger. Tries to give you a little boxing on the ears there. But the series where you dodge the juggling balls is not horribly slow because the timer only runs when the juggling balls are being thrown. We've knocked Mad Clown down twice, so we're gonna see Showtime where you get like 1, 2, 3 on the jabs, and then a third punch. The first one's a hook. I think the second one is an uppercut, and the third and the fourth ones are this like elbow move he does. You saw a little bit earlier in the fight. But 35 seconds Mad Clown can be taken care of only using the counter punching strategy. So you don't need any crazy counters for that. By the way, that was a 19-second PB. I had never put together all of the A to Z for that fight before. Super Macho Man, another throwback to the days of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Another fight that for me gets weirdly out of pocket, and I don't know why. So, yeah, see, he who hesitates is lost, man. And I don't know if this was because I was filming it and not just, doing it on stream as kind of a goof. Exercise program A, by the way. Let me tell you about these. A, high punches. B is the hooks. And then C is uppercuts. Also, he did the little wiggle punch there. I don't know why I didn't dodge. This was he's having a not great day. Hit him with the super knockdown there, though. That's good. Good way to start that fight. He can also do the thing where if he just does a quick wiggle and then around the world on you, there you go. There's program B. The quick wiggle is always one if he holds it, and I start waiting for that here because I'm so out of my normal fight that I'm like, just get to your cornerstone attacks that I know I can counter pretty well. There we go. He can throw up to 5 there, and he only threw 3. So I'm going to mash to try and get back some health here because this has been a pretty rough fight. I'm hoping he didn't fall down. Sometimes he'll try and stand up and fall back down. Do we get an exercise? I don't think we get an exercise program C. This is finally well in hand. You go bop, 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 and done. Now, we've unlocked the special circuit, and I promise you, I've actually got a series of good fights in the special circuit. But again, this may look a lot like your run, and that is sort of the point. I want a run that you can beat. I want the run to be not too difficult to beat, and that is certainly going to be the case this time around. So I'll see you in a few for the special circuit. All right, we're going to start the special circuit with Narcissus Prince, who does not like his face being punched. And by the way, when it looks like he's wearing sandals with socks, you will not be able to unsee that. It took me 20 plus years to find out how he was actually wearing like boxing boots or like, boxing pants when he does the flash punches and when he does an uppercut. Those are the 2 times in the basic dodge canon where you're going to be able to hit him in the face. Once you hit him in the face, he goes into this like rage phase, and every punch in the face does mega damage. Of course. Dude, only for this run is it that when I hit him with the super punch, he's left with a sliver of health. So he gets up, he shakes off the madness, and now you're back to this dodge, punch. Fortunately, he threw an uppercut relatively quickly there. So we're back to doing the super punches to the face. Ba-boom. And he might get up from that. But we'll charge up the health here and then look good again, at least. Because it's a fight where we look like we haven't taken much damage. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And he comes out. He's really proud of that varsity jacket, I don't know what you have to do to earn a varsity boxing letter, but that seems like the kind of thing you could do at anime high school, or there'd be an anime about boxing high school. So that is Narcissus Prince and most of my witty banter. We're going to come back for the oldest fighter in the game, Hoya. Yeah, Hoya is 78 and 100 pounds. So I guess, no, he's not in Little Mac's weight class, because Little Mac's like 135, I thought. But he has a pretty fixed script where he does up, 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 and then low. Now you have to alternate sides you hit him on. You kind of make him skip across the ring there, because that's just one of his mechanics. 1, 2, 3, low, and then a punch. He's going to throw a punch here, and then he throws an around the world, which is, again, the same thing as Super Macho Man, where you just dodge it, you hit him with a super punch, and knock him down. Yeah, he does the 3 high and then the low, and then he'll do like a 3 low with the punch. And then he throws a punch and then a glove. See, now I'm even trying to remember his pattern. I'm just used to it from doing it. And then he can hop back and do this thing with the cane. But you see, the timer it runs when he's swinging the cane, so at least there's that. Super punch to the cane, knocks him down. The cane must be the source of his power. So he's at 37 seconds now. We're working the pattern pretty easily. 1, 2, and then that. And then I think at some point he was going to throw a punch and then a kick. That was in the pattern. But once you get it down, it's the same one every time. So that one's not too bad to learn. Now we're at the final 2 fights in the game, and the fights that took you eons if you were playing this game as a kid. By the way, it was PB. I'll take a 41-second Hoya, I suppose, even though it wasn't great. Rick, if you take the punches of opportunity when he's dancing like that, he will counterpunch. So be prepared for that. You can usually get a couple punches in on him. If he blocks one of your punches, he can do a move where he elbows you in like the funny bone, in like your elbow crotch there. And if he does, it's going to make your whole arm go numb. Other than that, it's just a lot of dodging punches. You throw a super when you can, wait for your opportunity. Apparently you get punched in the face, because that's a thing that I thought you needed to do. I'm digging the earring, though. Looks good on him. All right, I might have been able to take an opportunity there. You don't need to alternate. I started doing that because you do that on Nick Bruiser, the final boss, and I guess I just thought it was a good habit to get into. So you hit him low there. On the crazy swingy uppercuts, you got to hit him in the body. I almost feel like I need to go back and check those again, because I think there are a lot of spots where there's like specific punches that can hit enemies. There we go. We got some bops on him. One more super punch and he should be done. So, of course, he had to make things scary with that little combo. A 52-52 on Rick Bruiser without any of the frame-perfect strats, I think that's all right. I can't remember if that was a PB or not. We'll see that pretty soon. But we're going into Nick Bruiser. Nick can be scary because he can just detonate you super-duper quickly. Again, the thing about Nick is certain punches can only be countered certain ways, and you have to do the juggling like you did with Hoya, where you have to hit him back and forth. So, got a punch opportunity there. Those low punches, you can only start hitting him with a low punch. And I messed that up there, and that's why he gave me the old dead arm. I didn't dodge the dead arm. That you can only counter with a low punch. Same thing again. Got back into the juggling. That you have to counter with a high punch. And he'll open the fight with a bunch of these every single time. So he is pretty consistent. Then he does the backflip cross, which you just dodge to the left and then down. There's a way to buffer that. I unfortunately don't know what it is. So I just sort of hope that I don't get deeped. He'll do a stomp and a double uppercut, Mr. Sandman style. There you go. He just keeps blocking everything I want to do. I wanted to get a super knockdown on him for you. But there we go. He'll pop back up quick. Not taking any damage is actually kind of really nice. That rarely happens to me. I almost always fall for the backflip. I'm hitting him with super punches straight away because I want those to land. They do a lot of damage and they're really good. Now, here you block and you take damage while you block because he just hits that hard. And then once he opens the door with that uppercut, that's when you throw it. If you get late into this fight, he will start throwing more of the punches he throws at the beginning, which again is kind of good because once you know how to counter them, you can do that consistently. But he's playing pretty nice so far. There we go. We dodged the dead arm, which gives us an opportunity for a nice punch. 1, 2, boop, and boop. And Nick Bruiser's done in a minute 21. That, my friends, is Super Punch-Out beaten in less than 25 real-world minutes. For the video, I'm going to log all my times, and that's when I'll kind of figure out what the in-game time was. But right now, I would say, dude, if you just beat it in 25 minutes, let me know. If you beat it in 25 minutes, that's a lot to be proud of. It's taken me, I can't tell you how many hundreds of playthroughs of this game to get here where I just come home after a hard day of school, hard day at work. Usually I would throw on like Daria, and I wouldn't even have the audio on for a lot of this because I just wanted to listen to the TV, you know, King of the Hill or something like that. You're treated to, when you win, all of these cool little animations of the boxers getting beaten, and it's really neat. I think those only happen if you go 16-0. I may be wrong. Yeah, there's a lot of people that can beat you in less than 17 seconds. But again, if you like Punch-Out, if you like Super Punch-Out, make sure you check out, Zallard, Sinister. Go to speedrun.com. Check out any of the games for all sorts of resources there, all sorts of runners you should watch. Tons of people that play this game light years faster than me. I cannot state this enough because I feel like, speedrunning, everybody wants to be at the very top. And I am somewhere in the middle. And it's like, but the reason I do these is to show you that there are people out there who just play games kind of fast. Not the fastest in the world, but it's nice to have that skill in your pocket so that you can always, knock out an all-time classic in 25 minutes if you happen to have it. So thanks for making it to this point in the video. I appreciate it. I'm going to save some of these animations for either your first 16-0 or perhaps the first time that you decide you're not going to go 16-0 and you just look up a Let's Player getting through all of these online. But again, thank you so much. Next video is going to be Mario 3. I'm actually excited for that. I'm in the middle of a randomizer tournament right now, so that's going to be fun. Let me know in the comments if there are games you want to see some beginner guides in, if there's any of my times that you have beaten, any feedback, anything like that, feel free to let me know. It's just fun getting the chance to kind of hang out with all of you and hopefully have a good time, because when you're playing video games for a half hour, it's not really worried about anything else. It's one of my favorite parts of it. But yeah, I will catch you next time. Thanks for stopping in.